Hello everybody, my name's Luck. No! Shut up, cat. Why can nothing ever work? Hi, Jonah. Hello everybody, my name's Luck. I played in today's video. We are doing a discussion video. That was terrible. I just totally screwed that up. Oh man. Anyway, so today I have for you guys some gameplay of HG40 on Domination Combine. And reason I chose the HG40 to play with is because we're going to be talking about supply drops and how I think Activision, if they are going to do them in all the future Call of Duties, how they should do them. So we have a couple of things to talk about. First topic, I want to reflect on how supply drops were in Black Ops 3. Now, they started out, the way they started out, I liked them because it was camos only, and you could only earn, or you could only open them from crypto keys, which you could only earn in-game. You could not buy them. So it was only aesthetic, and it was fair for everybody, and it was not, you did not have to spend money. Then they went ahead and they added COD points, and so that was the first mistake, to add COD points. I'm very upset that they added COD points because it made it so that you had an option to buy supply drops. Now, this wasn't a problem for me. I was still fine with this because it was only aesthetic and it gave nobody any extra weapons or anything, and then they added weapons. So they started off with melee weapons, and so everybody wanted a melee weapon. Now, again, it was aesthetics. So at this point, I was a little bit skeptical, but at that point, I was okay with it. Just because the melee weapons didn't have any extra buffs. They didn't do any better than the combat knife. So I was fine with it. But then it got to the point where they added weapons, ranged weapons. And that was the point, like the MX Garand, for example. That thing, it was really good. You all know it. The RSA was an aim assist sniper rifle. We look at the Peacekeeper. That is a melt machine. HG40 is okay, not that great. We look at the new, I think it's the do-it-yourself 11 Renovator. That thing, I played with it a little bit, and from picking it up off the ground, and I got a merciless first time playing with it. The thing is overpowered. But that's not what I'm talking about today. So, anyway, they went ahead and they added COD points, and they added weapons. So it became, in my eyes, pay to win. That was a mistake. Now, for future Call of Duties, let's talk about Infinite Warfare right now. I don't know if they're going to be adding weapons. Now, my assumption is that they are definitely going to add weapons because they just have so much opportunity, you know? They can go ahead and they can bring back classic weapons from the other games that people loved. Like, right now, they already have the ACR and the Intervention and the Glock. And so you look at those and it says classic. Now, my worry is, and it says you can only unlock them in the full game. That's what we saw in the beta. Now, my worry is that you're only going to be able to get these through supply drops. And that is concerning to me, personally. So, we're going to see what's going to happen. But, anyway, I hope you can earn those normally. Or maybe through, like, contracts or challenges. That would be cool. That'd be an awesome idea, actually. Anyway, also, there's the fact that, if it's aesthetic only with the supply drops, I'm fine with that. Now, one thing that is a little bit worrying is, right now, of course, there's only keys. You can't buy anything, you can't purchase, supply drops from the beta. That's what we saw. Hopefully they don't add that on launch. Hopefully they don't add it at all. That would be nice. But there's one thing, and I hope that this doesn't happen. Camos, I'm fine with. I hope to God, with all of my heart, that they don't put the classic weapons in supply drops, because if they do, then that is going to be awful. I'm going to be wicked upset with that. Now we can go ahead and look at other things that they might add. So they might add other weapons, which, again, don't want. Calling cards, I'm fine with. But the other thing that's kind of scary is the variant system in Advanced Warfare. I want to talk about that for a little bit. And the salvage. So I have two fears. One, that they're going to go ahead, and if they do this, I'm going to be absolutely livid. They're going to go ahead and make it so that you can just straight up buy salvage. I hope to God they don't do this. If they make it so that you can buy salvage, that's going to be awful, because you use salvage to get variants. And these variants, when you get to the higher tier ones, the epics and the legendaries, they're overpowered. Like, they're just ridiculous. Like, there's an epic variant that you can go ahead, and it's like, for every kill you get, you regenerate health, or you regain a certain amount of health. And there's a couple of others that are just stupidly overpowered. Like, crazy overpowered. That's just dumb. It's so dumb. And so, that's one thing. So, also, you get salvage out of supply drops. So, if you were to go ahead and you go, and they add a monetary system to the supply drops, then it's gonna make it so that people can just buy supply drops and get tons of salvage, and therefore, it makes it easier for them to get better variants that are overpowered, and that becomes pay to win. That is not what I want for Infinite Warfare. What I saw in the beta, I like how it looks right now. But I'm worried because of the fact that if Activision makes Infinity Ward, make it put a monetary system in, then instantly what's going to happen is it's going to become pay to win with salvage, if you can just straight out buy salvage, or just the fact that you can go ahead and open supply drops and get salvage like that and spend money. So technically you're buying salvage. Like, really. Also, if they have it so that the intervention is overpowered, which let's be honest, it's going to be overpowered. We know this. It's the intervention. That's like a classic weapon. There's an ACR with a noob tube. Can't talk for a second there. Sorry about that. ACR with a noob tube. Really? That thing is going to be ridiculous. So, if they go ahead and make that only in supply drops, and they make supply drops payable, then there you go. That's overpowered, and that's pay to win. So, that's my concern with Infinite Warfare. Now, for just a second, I want to talk about Modern Warfare. Now, I don't believe, like, I'm near 100% sure that for Modern Warfare Remastered, they're not going to do anything with supply drops. Anything with any system like that. I don't think they would, because they're trying to keep the game to its roots, keep it the same as it used to be, and I just don't see how a supply drop system would fit in there. So that makes me feel a little bit better inside, like, honestly, because it makes me feel like they're not gonna just ruin Modern Warfare Remastered for me, obviously. So yeah, that's a little bit better, but if they do, I have a feeling we don't have to worry about it because it'll only be aesthetics and camos and stuff like that. But even that, I don't really want them to do, you know? Because, I don't know, it just feels, I don't know. I don't want them to do that because, I mean, Modern Warfare, COD 4 was all about you go ahead, you do your camos on your guns by getting your kills, and you grind for it. And that's end of story. So I feel like I don't want them to do that. I want the camos to be rewarding, and not just, okay, pay this amount of money, boom, you can get a camo. So that's my thoughts on that. And as for other future Call of Duty games, a couple things to talk about. I mean, if they, I guess I have two more things to talk about. Advanced Warfare 2, if that's going to be a thing. Probably not. I mean, Advanced Warfare wasn't the most popular game in the Call of Duty series, but neither was Ghosts, then again. But Advanced Warfare, not one of the most popular games, but if Sledgehammer does bring it back, then that's going to be interesting to see. And also, if Treyarch does Treyarch's next game, if it's like a World War II game, so that'll be interesting to see. Anyway, guys, if you enjoyed, please leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel for more content, and comment down below telling me what your thoughts on this, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!